So it says there are 1.08 billion Visa cards active on its network, running at 65,000 transactions per second. I mean, blazing fast, right? That's why people feel as though Visa and MasterCard, they're not going away. But look what's mentioned here. There are 1.4 billion people unbanked in the world. Stellar's XLM Layer 2 Starlight will enable 2 desktop computers to conduct 1 million TPS with a standard internet connection. Wow. Talking about a bombshell right there, right? Are you ready? I'm ready, right? But some people, of course, replying to this, like this one guy, XRP, abundantly brilliant. Does Stellar work without internet in case of a man-made, quote, government power grid attack? People are talking about the doom and gloom. It always gets mentioned. What if the enemy drops a EMP, takes out the whole grid? I've heard this story for many years, but it could be reality, right? Like, that's a thing. Adam replies back, one day I hope for offline payments. I think that's the dream of all crypto. That's the way a lot of people feel about it, right? This guy says, so just like a computer, right? Yeah, just a regular computer. And that's what really makes this stand out. So what exactly the heck is this? Starlight? You heard of Star Bridge, but what about Starlight? So you're just tuning in and you're like, this sounds interesting. Let's get into it. So I came to this, and look at this. Starlight, a layer 2 payment channel protocol for Stellar. You might already know about this because this was posted all the way back in December 6th of 2021. But it's more valid even now because now you have some more particular updates in regards to this. Remember how we reported about BSV? Shout out to Cool Cat Crypto. He's not watching, but seemed like at the time, Bitcoin's Satoshi vision, 100,000 TPS. But look at what's mentioned here. Stellar back in 2021, December, has scaled well since the network's launch in 2014, and even now. But look what it says. Fast and safe finality guarantees. We're seeing a lot of this being mentioned with ISO 222. But when we jump further down, it says they're exploring layer 2 solutions. A lot of people already explore this. But look what it's also mentioned. They're taking a look at solutions in the blockchain industry, which have proven to work and are well suited to enterprises who might build on Stellar. Keep in mind that legacy and enterprise systems are not going away. They have to become fully interoperable. Quant already took advantage of that. But what is this whole thing in regards to Starlight? So if you're wondering about Starlight, they are a layer 2 protocol that defines a bi-directional half duplex payment channel. At SDF, they have evolved the concepts in the previous version of Starlight, prototype at Interstellar, to make the use of new capabilities introduced by recent protocols. It says recent, but regards back then, as well as new proposals. And if you're in the technical aspect of it, you can take more of your own deep dive here. But what I like that's mentioned here, and the main reason why I wanted to kind of take a little bit of a deep dive, is the 3 concepts that make this specific mechanism that powers Starlight lightweight and efficient. So let's talk about this real quick. The transaction preconditions. With CAP 21, that adds a suite of new preconditions that can be added to transactions. Preconditions are conditions that must be satisfied for a transaction to be valid. An example of a well-known precondition is transaction time bounds. Again, it's a lot of technical stuff, but look at the key thing here, right? CAP 21 adds ledger bounds, minimum sequence number, extra signers, as well as the ability to create relative time locks, right? And of course, we can take more of a deep dive into this, but the key thing is the finality and how short that is. Now, of course, you're welcome to take more of a look into this, but look what it says also here. CAP 40 extends CAP 21 and adds a new type of signer to the Stellar network, the signature of another transaction. Starlight uses this to automatically authorize multiple transactions by disclosing the signature for one transaction. And another kind of gives you a breakdown of how that works: start to close, finalization, start close, as well with the other particular code of CAP 21 and CAP 40. It breaks down the whole thing in regards to the buffering. So I'll give you a quick example on this. I know this is kind of like a lot of like nerdy stuff. It says, for example, if the network latency is 20 seconds or milliseconds, I should say, the maximum possible throughput would be 50 transactions per second. Buffering makes use of available network bandwidth by collecting payments during those 20 milliseconds and sending them over the wire together in a single agreement. The limit is transferred into 50 agreements per second, and each agreement can hold many payments. Instead of getting confirmation of one payment every 20 milliseconds, the channel can deliver confirmation of many payments in a single agreement in milliseconds. The whole point of why I'm trying to get into this is I want people to understand that when you make the statements of at some point, Stellar will be the retail or, like the average Joe Schmo official cryptocurrency of the entire world, I think this is a perfect example of how it got done. And what I mean by that is if you have something that can be faster and scale way more higher than the likes of Visa and MasterCard, that is big in itself, because that is crucial to the adoption of these particular technologies. To have something like Visa or MasterCard, to have a different player come in, and if anything, they are now taking these technologies and adding it to, you've seen the partnerships, right? So my point is, it's not that one's replacing the other, it's that these two, if you will, are taking these technologies, right, through DLT and applying it to their current, that's this key thing, their current systems, if you will. So like it says, in conclusion, they measured Starlight producing 38 payments per second unbuffered and 1.19 million payments per second buffered in 12 agreements per second. My God, this was observed between two participants connected over the internet using consumer hardware, kind of like what the other guy said on the original thread, two computers, and residential internet services when those payments are flowing consistently in one direction. And you kind of see, for instance, Starlight, it's just a visual representation. But, like it says right here, this measurement well exceeds the needs of enterprises building on blockchain and enterprises transitioning existing high throughput loads to blockchain. These findings are so interesting to Stellar users who frequently transact with each other where payment channels are applicable. Of course, there's a lot more in regards to this, but look at this right here as well. They recognize the exciting possibilities that a layer 2 protocol like Starlight can bring to Stellar, and they want to collaborate, of course, with the broader ecosystem they have, right, to ensure that this technology will provide utility. Key thing here, utility for users down the road. You've already seen countless examples of this, whether it's third world countries like Nigeria and so on, right? But the point is to be able to have something that's fast and efficient where you can get, this particular cryptocurrency, XLM, to somebody in the middle of the Congo or Nigeria or wherever the case be, not having to go the traditional system of Western Union, takes 2 weeks to get it and get hit with a big transaction fee, right? $2,000 now, you're hit with a $2,400 fee to move the money, and it's so slow. This is where they really stand out. So, I mean, you can, of course, watch more of an old demo, but the main point is how fast this is and how, come on, man. Going back to this real quick, I'm going to share this tab instead just real quick. Where was that particular stat? 65,000. So, Visa cards run at 65,000 TPS, and we have this that could do 1 million TPS. Yeah, you better believe, the thumbnail is going to say that. So, pretty big stuff. Glad to share it with you guys, and glad that people are recognizing the research by taking a blast to the past to see where we're at right now.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have not yet subscribed, do yourself a favor and subscribe for more information on the ISO 222 compliant tokens, and hit the notification bell to make sure that you are aware of the new videos when they come up. Max and I cover these ISOs, and we also have a live show every single night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you tune in for that. You won't want to miss it. Thanks again, and we will see you on the next video.